Here's a clean, human-sounding YouTube script under 800 words, in paragraph form and with no channel intro, just as you requested. Rebecca's love life in Landman Seasons 2 has become one of the most unexpectedly intriguing parts of the show, and a lot of that has to do with the arrival of Charlie, played by Burnet. At first glance, Charlie might seem like just another polished, confident businessman passing through the Permian Basin, but the deeper the season goes, the more he reveals himself as something far more complicated. Understanding who he is and what he means for Rebecca helps explain why this storyline has suddenly become so important. When Charlie is introduced, it's clear he isn't part of the rough-and-tumble Texas oil world that surrounds most of the characters. He carries himself with a kind of big-city ease, someone used to negotiating across boardrooms instead of dusty fields. That alone makes him stand out to Rebecca, who's spent years navigating the stress, danger, and instability that come with being tied to the oil industry. Charlie represents a different life, one that looks calmer, more predictable, and maybe even safer. And for Rebecca, who's been through emotional upheaval, loss, and constant uncertainty, that's appealing in ways she isn't used to admitting. But Charlie isn't just a romantic distraction. Burnet plays him with a subtle tension, someone who seems open but isn't quite revealing everything. He clearly likes Rebecca, and he pursues her with a sincerity that feels refreshing compared to the complicated, often messy relationships she's been surrounded by. At the same time, viewers can sense that his interest in her is tied to more than just romance. There are political and business pressures in play this season, and Charlie is connected to people and deals that could reshape everything happening at M-Tex. That overlap between his personal and professional life gives their relationship a layer of uncertainty that Rebecca hasn't fully recognized yet. What's interesting is the way Rebecca reacts to him. She's guarded, but not in the way she usually is. There's a softness in her scenes with Charlie, a willingness to let someone in that suggests she's craving stability more than she realized. With everything happening to her family and the oil field workers around her, Charlie's attention feels like a break from chaos. But the show quietly hints that stability might come with strings attached. Charlie is too charming, too smooth, and too connected to people in power for his presence to be purely coincidental. The dynamic between them becomes more layered as the season progresses. Charlie supports Rebecca, but he also challenges her. He asks questions about her work, her ambitions, and her emotional state in a way that feels caring but also strategic. This isn't manipulation, at least not outright, but it leaves viewers wondering how much of his affection is genuine and how much is tied to his larger goals. Rebecca, being as capable and perceptive as she is, senses some of this. But she also wants to believe that someone finally sees her as more than a piece of the oil field puzzle. What makes Charlie such an effective addition is how he highlights Rebecca's internal struggle. She's torn between loyalty to her life in Texas, with all its complications, and the possibility of something easier, something that lets her breathe. Charlie embodies that second option, but Landman is never a show that presents easy choices without consequences. As Rebecca grows closer to him, viewers are left wondering whether he will become a real emotional anchor for her, or whether his connections to the larger conflicts will end up hurting her. Burnet plays the character with just enough warmth to make him believable as a romantic interest, but with enough mystery to keep the audience